Hello and welcome to Virtual Education Library. Today I am here to discuss about how to write sentence and paragraphs. So let's get started. First of all, I want you to practice. What you need to do is you need to write two simple and two longer sentences using data from the table. So this is the data. About study the table below. Dragon Motors vehicle production from 2009 to 2013, and your task is to write two simple and two longer sentences using data from the table below. Long and short sentences. All sentences contain verbs. So one of the examples of that data, a sentence from that data is in 2009, the company produced over 1,35,000 vehicles. So here it also contains the verb that is produced. Between 2009 and 2010, vehicle production increased by 20%. So again, there is a verb. Simple sentences above are easier to write and read, but longer sentences are also needed in academic writing. However, students should make clarity a priority and avoid writing very lengthy sentences with several clauses until they feel confident in their ability. So if you write only simple sentences, then it will make your readers get bored easily. You should mix both type of sentences which are simple and longer, but clarity should be your priority, and you should avoid lengthy sentences because it gets hard to read and understand. Sentences containing two or more clauses use conjunctions, relative pronouns, or punctuation to link the clauses. You can see here that in 2009, then there is a punctuation. Dragon Motors produced over 1,35,000 vehicles. Then it is joined by the conjunction, which is but the following year produce increased by 20%. So the but was a conjunction. In 2011, the company built 1,64,820 vehicles, which was the peak of production. So which is a relative pronoun. This is how you can elaborate your sentences. Nearly 1,60,000 vehicles were produced in 2012. By 2013, this had fallen to 1,23,000. So this sentence is joined by punctuation, that is this punctuation. No matter what type of sentence it is, whether long or short, the word order is very important. When writing sentences in English, there are several common word orders that can be used. One of the most common is below. That when you write, you need to first explain that in the sentence that who, then a verb, then what that person is doing, where and when, or anything or incident has happened. So who made it happen, then a verb, then what happened, a brief description of it, where and when. Here is an example of the sentence that Professor Lim teaches her first class in the library at 10 o'clock. So who is Professor Lim, and teaches is a verb. What, her first class, teaches her first class, where in the library, and when at 10 o'clock. So this is how words should be ordered when you are writing. Simple sentences with complements. Note that the complements or phrases can function as pronouns, adjectives, nouns, verbs, adverbs, preposition, or a combination of descriptive phrases. Here are a few examples of how a simple sentence contains a complement or describing phrases. He loves her. So he loves and the complement is her. Her new car is super fast. Her major was English literature. She runs fast. His girlfriend wants to buy a new car. Professor M is in the classroom. Yusun bought a new car yesterday, so there is noun phrase and adverb. He wants to start a new business on the internet, so in the complement there is verb plus prepositional phrase, and all these are used to describe the phrase because he wants is a phrase, Yusin bought is a phrase, Professor M is a phrase. So with phrases there is need to describe description or any complement. Now coming towards sentence structures. So in such type of sentence, subject-verb agreement is important. When using, there are several rules. The first rule is if the subject is uncountable, use a singular verb. And an example of that is there is some trouble at school. So you are not supposed to write here there are some troubles at school today because some trouble are what? These are uncountable. There is some coffee in your cup. If you use there are some coffee in your cup, it will be wrong. So if the subject is uncountable, you need to use singular verb. If the subject is countable and is plural, then you need to use a plural verb. There are some problems at school today. There are not any clean coffee cups in the cupboard. So do you see in the any difference in between these two? So there is some the trouble. This is singular, so that's why here is used. And these are some problems. That's why are is used. A singular subject must be followed by a singular verb, and a plural subject must be followed by a plural verb. This rule is called subject-verb agreement. Her book is missing. So it is singular that her is singular, book is missing. Her books are missing, then it is plural that here it is talked about the books plural. Her books and pens are missing, it is again plural. Now each and every when used with a singular noun should be followed by a singular noun. There are few words such as each and very. So when you use, you need to use the singular noun. The examples are each pen is of the highest quality. Every pen is of the highest quality. The following pronouns require a singular verb. So you need to memorize these words. With them you need to use singular verb. Everyone, everybody, everything, anyone, anybody, anything, someone, somebody, something, nobody, no one, nothing. With them you need to use singular verb. An example of that is when you want to ask someone that whether they have pen or not. So you will not say do anyone have. You need to say does anyone have pen. So that's how you need to ask the question. Some other examples are everyone is going to the party tonight. Not everyone are going to the party tonight. Anything is better than nothing at all. Not anything are better than nothing at all. Something is wrong. Someone came to see you. So these are some of the examples. Example with use singular verbs. None of my friends is a student. The subject none is singular. Okay. This is very important that none of my friends and one of his cars. You are talking about consider this as he or she has many cars. So you are writing that one of his cars is red. The subject one is singular. Then none is also singular, that none of my friends is a student. So you need to be careful when writing about such things or speaking about such things, and such type of questions are uh, tested in exams most of the time and in aptitude tests. Each of them wants to come, not want to come. So because each is a singular. Example which use plural verbs. Both of us are tired, not both of us is tired. The subject both is plural, which is like apparent. Several of us are going to the cinema tonight. The subject several is plural. Phrases referring to amounts, measurements, and quantities use a singular verb. 500 won is all I have. The number of people here tonight is amazing. You need to use a singular verb is. 3 tablespoons of sugar is all I need. There are times when you will need to use the noun or pronoun in the prepositional phrase to determine the correct verb form. If the noun in the prepositional phrase is a non-count noun, you should use a singular verb, because this is all about subject-verb agreement. If your subject is plural, your verb should be plural. If your subject is singular, your verb should be singular. If the noun in a prepositional phrase plural, then use a plural verb. If it is a singular noun, use a singular verb. And it will be clear from these examples. With the phrases, if the noun is plural, use a singular verb. Any of, each of, none of, either of, neither of. None of the students studies on the weekend. With the phrases, if the noun is plural, use a plural verb. Most of, some of, all of, a lot of, a few, a number, plenty of. A few of the students study on the weekend. With the phrases, if the noun is non-count, use a singular verb. The majority of, most of, plenty of, all of, some of, a lot of, none of, all of the candy is flattening. With the phrase, if the noun is plural, use a singular verb. The number of students that study on weekend is increasing. Uh, this is exercise for you that you need to fill in the blanks in the following sentence. Use the correct form of the verb in parentheses. So you need to do it by yourself. Now, dependent clauses. An independent clause is a complete sentence. A dependent clause is not a complete sentence. It may have a subject and a verb, but it does not express a complete thought. That's why it is called dependent clause. Now, an example of that is Sammy is hungry. It is a complete sentence. When Sammy is hungry, now it needs a dependent clause. Susan went to the store, a complete sentence. Before Susan went to the store, now it needs something to complete. That's why it is a dependent clause. In order to form a complete sentence or thought, a dependent clause must be joined to an independent clause. Use a comma after the dependent clause if it comes at the beginning of a sentence. Do not use a comma if the dependent clause comes to the end of the sentence. So these are few of the techniques which you need to memorize. It will be clear by these examples that as soon as Paul ate dinner, he left. So you see there is a comma after the dependent clause. Before Henry goes on a date, he showers and shaves. Henry showers and shaves before he goes on a date, and there is no comma because it ends from here. When I study, I always listen to classical music. I always listen to classical music when I study. So you see that how punctuation is done. When writing about the sequence of events, dependent and independent clauses can be joined together with sequences words to form complete thoughts. Some common sequence and transition words are before, after, as soon as, when, but, so, and because. Now, this is again an exercise for you that you need to complete the following paragraph with before, after, as soon as, when, because. These are optional exercise, but I would recommend you to complete these because when you read it, you will come to know that how important they are and whether you are able to fill it correctly or not. Uh, comment, you may comment the answers of these exercise and I will check it. These are very simple exercises, but they are very helpful. Look at the sentence fragments below and rewrite them to form a complete sentence. Be sure to use correct pronunciation and capitalization. So before I go to sleep, whatever you do, just write it. I like English class because after I take a test, when Elliot finally got his driver's license, as soon as this class is over, so you need to complete this exercise. Now, descriptive sentences. How to write descriptive sentences. This is a common type of sentences. The structure for describing the characteristics or qualities of something. And the structure of this is article, then adjective, a noun, verb, adjective, and again a noun. A sport car has a powerful, noisy motor. To put variety in your writing, you can also write the characteristics or quality first. Use the preposition of and change the verb have to be. Then you must begin the sentence with the noun, then plus of or an plus noun plus is or are or adjectives. The motor of a sport car is powerful and noisy. Now, do you see the differentiation between these two sentences? Choose. Now, this is again task for you that choose three familiar objects and write sentence like the example above. Now, this is the technique to how to write a paragraph. So these are the steps of writing paragraph. You don't need to just take the pen and start writing, but there are certain steps involved in writing if you want to write effectively. Then first what you need to do, you need to do some pre-writing steps. The step one is choose a topic. Before you write, your teacher gives you a specific assignment or some ideas of what to write about. If not, choose your topic yourself. So first thing is choosing the topic. Second is gathering the idea. Then the very important step is organization. Decide which of the ideas you want to use and where you want to use them. Choose which idea to talk about first, which to talk about next, and which to talk about last. So this organization is like very necessary. Then the second step is start writing. Write your paragraph or essay from start to finish. Use your notes about your ideas and organization. Then reviewing and revising, which most of us don't do it because it is very boring process. That whatever you have written in the first attempt, that is final. But no, that's not true. You need to review and revise it. Check what you have written. Read your writing silently. to yourself or aloud, perhaps to a friend. Look for places where you can add more information and check to see if you have any unnecessary information. Ask a classmate to exchange text with you. Your classmate reads your text and you read his or hers. Getting a reader's opinion is a good way to know if your writing is clear and effective. Learning to give opinions about other people's writings helps you to improve your own. You may want to go on to step 6 now and revise the structure and content of your text before you proofread it. Now, if you have exchanged your text with someone or asked someone to give you feedback, then on the basis of that feedback and comments, you need to rewrite it. So that's the step 6. Revise structure and content. Use your ideas from step 5 to rewrite your text, make improvements to the structure and content. You might need to explain something more clearly or add more details. You may even need to change your organization so that your text is more logical. Together, step 5 and 6 can be called editing. Proofreading, this is again very important. Read your text again. This time, check your spelling, grammar, and think about the words you have chosen to use. Make final corrections. Check that you have corrected the errors you discovered in step 5 and 6 and make any other changes you want to make. Now your text is finished. So paragraph writing is not just grabbing a pencil and start writing. It involves all these steps. Now choosing a topic is also a technique. I will tell you how to choose a topic for a paragraph. A paragraph is a group of 5 to 10 sentences that give information about a topic before you write. You must choose a topic for your paragraph. Choose a topic that is not too narrow, limited, or brief. A narrow topic will not have enough ideas to write about, such as the ages of my brothers and sisters is too narrow. You can't write very much about it. Choose a topic that is not too broad, that is not very general. A broad topic will have too many ideas for just one paragraph. Most paragraphs are 5 to 10 sentences long. For example, if you are choosing to write on schools, then schools is too general. There are thousands of things you could say about it. A student could narrow this topic by choose one aspect of schools to discuss, such as secondary schools in my country, popular school clubs, university entrance exams. So you need to select a narrow topic. Then brainstorming. This is a very fun activity which every one of you should do. Brainstorming is a way of gathering ideas about a topic. It's just like storming and pouring of ideas, just rough. Think of a storm, thousands of drops of rain all coming down together. Now imagine thousands of ideas raining down onto your paper. When you brainstorm, write down every idea that comes to you. Don't worry now about whether the ideas are good or silly, useful or not. You just brainstorm it. You can decide this later. Right now, you are gathering as many ideas as you can. You will learn three types of brainstorming in this unit, like making a list, free writing, and mapping. So, these are three techniques of brainstorming. This is exercise for you that choose any topic and list as many ideas as you can in 5 minutes. So this one is like a challenge for you that choose any topic and write as many ideas as you can think of in 5 minutes. This is a brain practice and exercise. So you can choose the topic as teenage fashion, things to do at beach, and driving a motorbike. So free writing from the word it is clear that it is writing freely. When you free write, you write whatever comes into your head about your topic without stopping. Most free writing exercises are short, just 5 to 10 minutes. Free writing helps you practice fluency, writing quickly and easily. When you free write, you do not need to worry about accuracy, having correct grammar and spelling. Don't check your dictionary when you free write. Don't stop if you make mistake, just keep writing. Here is an example of a student's free writing. So you can see that the student has cut it and kept writing, then cut it, then kept writing. So that's how you write freely. Here is a task for you that you need to practice free writing on any topic for 5 minutes. Remember that do not stop, erase, or go back. Just write as much as you want. Now, mind mapping. This is one of my favorite strategies to make a mind map of any of the topic. To make a map, use a whole sheet of paper and write your topic in the middle. A big cloud should be drawn in the middle, and your topic should be written in that with a circle around it. Then put the next ideas in a circle above or below your topic and connect the ideas with lines. The lines show that the two ideas are related. The example below shows a map of what should I study at university. The writer connected favorite subjects to the main idea. Art and English are connected to favorite subjects to show that they are related. So what should I study? Then good subjects for job, at least favorite job. So first the student has thought about this, then favorite subjects. So within good subjects for jobs are journalism, business. So business generates good money, but it is boring. So these are the ideas. And the students' least favorite subjects are science. Then within science there is biology, then there is physics. Then if the person will choose physics, then he or she will have to perform experiments, do mathematics. And what should I study? Then he or she has thought about favorite subjects, and within favorite subject, he has history favorite subjects, and what he can do after studying history, become a teacher, and he or she will have to learn about past, and he's also aware that it will be too much reading. Then if he or she is learning about English, then there are more chances of traveling and job. And if he or she is learning about art, then there are more chances to pursue a career in photography, painting, or sculpture. So that's how you make a mind, and it is very interesting. You see how different ideas are connected and how sub ideas are coming up from another ideas. Now again, there is a task for you, just that choose another narrowed down topic, make a map in 5 minutes, explain to your friend how circles are related to each other. These are optional exercises, but I would strongly recommend that you complete these tasks and write in the comment your answers. The last thing in sentence and paragraph writing is editing. While editing, cross out irrelevant ideas. You can add more ideas. You can correct your grammar and spellings and other mistakes. That's it. So I hope you have liked this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe Virtual Education Library, and also write in the comments that what do you want to learn more, and if you find this video interesting and helpful. So thanks for watching.